Alright guys, we are back for another Dokkan battle video. Today we're going to take a look at this guy. This is the Limit Breaker Super Saiyan 4 BROLY. Unfortunately, this guy is just really bad. I mean, there's no point in sugarcoating it or whatever. I mean, this guy, again, he's just not a very effective character at all. Unfortunately, this Limit Breaker Super Saiyan 4 BROLY. They didn't really give him much to go with, right? He's just kind of, you know, like a raw stats character, which just doesn't really work so much anymore in, like, kind of like the red zone meta. I mean, we'll go ahead and awaken him. We'll have him, you know, rainbowed, max links, all the good stuff. But again, I do wish that they had handled this BROLY a little bit better. Again, I'm just not really a fan of what I'm seeing with what he can do. So, I mean, you guys could see, I mean, I gave him good equips and good stuff, but I just gave him offensive stuff, right? Like, I really don't see myself having much of a purpose for this BROLY, so we'll just give him crit equips, which I never really use, like crits and additional stuff like that. So we'll give it to him. We'll see how Limit Breaker Super Saiyan 4 BROLY performs. All right, guys. So we're here in an event. Let's go and take a look at Limit Breaker Super Saiyan 4 BROLY. Now, I mean, just getting this out of the way, I don't think he's going to be very good. I think this is going to be a pretty mediocre character. I think in a very specific situation with a lot of luck, he could look okay. The main reason for this is he has the same super attack effect that LR Super Saiyan 4 Goku has, where he gets the defense for 4 turns. That is a 30% defensive buff for 4 turns. And he does have the capability to do a lot of additional supers. So we could pop a bunch of additional supers right here, and then his defense could look quite a bit better. Like, you know, so we basically stack up a bunch of defense on this turn, and then on the next turn he does the same thing, and he could have good defense. But, I mean, that type of character just would have been much more effective 2 years ago, right? Like, pre-Red Zone. I don't know that this guy just has almost, like, any value whatsoever, because they just simply did not make him strong enough, right? So he gets 3 key, 200% attack and even start a turn, 100% attack and defense when attacking. Okay, that's important. He has an additional, has a high chance to be a super, sure. Then he gets a guaranteed additional super against 2 enemies. And then he gets an additional, has a 70% chance to be a super against a fuse fighter enemy. The problem is, you would think, oh, well, I mean, dude, like, the toughest fight in the game right now is against a fuse fighter enemy. And then there's a secondary, supremely difficult fight against Vegito Blue. Like, we've got multiple of them. Well, the problem with that is this. It's like, turn 1, I mean, he's gonna be, you know, turned into karaoke or something like that. Like, look at this, dude. Like, 200k defense, that's not, it just flat out is not enough. That's not enough to deal with these major bosses. They got to give them something a little bit more. I mean, for some reason, Dokkan has never been keen to make BROLY like a defensive juggernaut or something like that. And I mean, it doesn't make any sense, because when you watch, right, any BROLY movie, any footage of BROLY, any fight of BROLY, what is he doing? BROLY literally tanks everything until it's literally just like, okay, like, we're at the end of the movie, time to just one-shot him. Like, it's what happens with BROLY, right? Like, I cannot be touched. Oh, we reached the end of the movie? Okay, you can one-shot me now. So, like, it doesn't, like, it's like Dokkan, like, they watch, like, these BROLY movies, and they go, oh, dude, he got one-shotted, BROLY's a bitch. But, like, that's what they think, right? It's like, okay, I mean, you know, we are gonna ignore everything else, where, you know, BROLY tanks the Kamehameha and just stands there, and, you know, like, I don't know, maybe we could, you know, acknowledge some of that. I think that could be good. All right, so we are in this event right here. There is going to be multiple enemies, which is good for us. So with the multiple enemies, that means BROLY is going to get the guaranteed additional super. Now, we had actually a pretty good opening turn. BROLY's damage, by the way, is pathetic, right? Like, that's the other thing. Like, so we looked at EZA Super Saiyan 4 BROLY. I think he's okay. He has the same weakness as Limit Breaker BROLY, which is he's like nothing at the start of the turn, or like right away. Like, but EZA Super Saiyan 4 BROLY, he really builds into it, and he becomes devastating as he super attacks a bunch. Limit Breaker BROLY doesn't have that. Like, he doesn't become better as the turns go on or something like that. Like, he's just kind of not, like, he's, I don't know. Let's see what his defense looks like on this next turn. We'll get a nice look, right? Because, again, remember, on this next turn, we super attack 3 times, and we have Toa support right here. And he's at 412. It's like that's better. And, like, you know, now he does a bunch of super attacks. And remember, I mean, he gets 100% when attacking, plus the 30%. So, like, now, after he attacks on this turn, sure, like he'll tank well. But I don't think he does enough damage for what he is. And he doesn't have enough defense right away. If they wanted to make this guy, like, good, it's easy. Give him 50% damage reduction before attacking. That would literally be a mechanic to protect him from the AoEs, right? It wouldn't, like, it's not like you could just run him in slot 2 and he's got 50% damage reduction with 1,000,000 defense then, but it's like, that would just make him a little bit more effective. And I think that the damage for this character needs to be higher too. Like, he's not doing damage. Like you look at what he's doing and you think, oh, like, yeah, he's doing all these super attack. Like, he's doing pathetic damage as BROLY. That's not impressive. You know, go pull up Limit Breaker Vegito. Let's see how much damage he wants to do. Now, we are next to EZA Super Saiyan 4 BROLY right here, so we do have all 7 links activated. BROLY's link set, like I said, we'll go over it when we... Well, it's Brutal Beatdown, Saiyan Warrior Race, Super Saiyan, Prepare for Battle, Nightmare, Saiyan Roar, and Fierce Battle. So, BROLY, right, is essentially both BROLYs. You want to kind of link them up with, you know, kind of just like Saiyan, generic Saiyan characters. Now, BROLY will easily double-digit tank anything these bosses have to offer us. Because, I mean, his stats are pretty... His defense is pretty high right now. Like, he's over 1,000,000, right? Like, way over 1,000,000 right now, I believe. So, I mean, sure, we'll take it. But it's just, again, the damage is not enough. And just getting decent defense after you do 1,000,000 attacks, like, I don't... It's just not spectacular. I mean, this is a new summonable character, right? Like, this is not... Like, people are very apt to make a lot of excuses for characters. Toa, please. Bro, Toa? You know, I must confess, I was thinking Toa was going to be pretty good, but, I mean, she does seem to die an awful lot. Did we get everything we wanted to see from BROLY? I suppose... Let me just get one rotation with BROLY next to Super Saiyan 4 Vegito, and we can finish up. I mean, we essentially... There's not much to BROLY, right? Like, those turns of his stats, like, he's not building up to anything or anything like that. We had a good turn where, you know, he got the 30% defense for 4 turns. We did a triple super, so we saw him with a high-ish start-of-turn defense, although 400k is not enough against, you know, Omega Infusions and Zamasu and stuff like that. They're AoEs, but, I mean, we did see that. Again, let me just get one turn of him next to Super Saiyan 4 Vegito, and we can finish. Alright, guys, let's go ahead and see. We got a nice, comfortable little rotation right here. BROLY's at 324. I think he had 2 super attacks before. So this is pretty good. We'll have a ton of support, right, with Super Saiyan 4 Vegito. Remember, Super Saiyan 4 Vegito is very big for any crossover Giant Ape Power character. Vegito will give them 60% support, which obviously is very good. Alright, so let's see what BROLY does at this rotation. Fu, as well as Super Saiyan 4 Vegito. BROLY's at 6.56, so it's just like every single time we're seeing BROLY super attack, he's doing this. This is a Dokkan event, by the way, from 2020. This Gotenks. We're in the 2020 Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks Dokkan event, and BROLY can't even take this kid down. Look at this. It's disgraceful. Okay, well, oh, well, he did. Well, he did finish him. But okay, anyway. So there's BROLY. Again, I think if they wanted to make this guy, like, good, his damage would need to go way up. And I think giving him something to protect at the start of turn would be good. Because, like, EZA Super Saiyan 4 BROLY becomes so powerful. Like, he would be good if all these bosses weren't int. That's the problem for Super Saiyan 4 BROLY. Limit Breaker Super Saiyan 4 BROLY is just mid, right? Like, he just can't really do very much. So I do wish they had made him a little stronger. And Limit Breaker Super Saiyan 4 Broly is a new summonable character. I understand that Heroes characters are not as hard to summon, but it's still Dokkan saying, pay me money, and you can have this character. Well, if I'm going to do that, I'd appreciate it, Amatsu, if they were a little bit better when they're summonable. Thank you. Alright, this is Brutal Devil's Battle Instinct, Super Full Power Saiyan 4 Limit Breaker Broly. His leader skill is Time Traveler's category key 330% of stats. His super attack is the Gigantic Cluster, which raises defense by 30% for 4 turns and does supreme damage to the enemy. That's a really good super attack effect. Again, it's the same thing that LR Super Saiyan 4 Goku has, but that is really powerful on like a better character, right? Like a stronger character. Like, you know who that would go so crazy on? It would be unbelievable. He would be too good. Is Limit Breaker Vegito. If Limit Breaker Vegito had that, oh my god, I mean, he'd be the best unit in the game. he'd be number 1, man. It would be crazy. Because on his, if Limit Breaker Vegito had that, on his second turn, he would be untouchable from like anything. It would be crazy. Broly's passive skill is Limit Breaking Devil, which gives him 3 key and 200% attack and defense at the start of turn. Then he gets 100% attack and defense when attacking. Then he gets an additional, there's a high chance to be a super attack. He gets a guaranteed additional super against 2 or more enemies. And then he gets an additional that is a great chance of being a super if there is a fused fighter category enemy. It just, he just doesn't, to me, he doesn't have enough damage. He doesn't have enough defense or damage. Like, if we were going to do this type of character, like, he should be, like, 50% chance to crit baseline as well, or something. I don't know. Even more. Like, he needs more. He just does not, this Broly just does not have enough. His links are Brutal Beatdown, Saiyan Warrior Race, Super Saiyan, Prepare for Battle, Nightmare, Saiyan Roar, as well as Fierce Battle. 12 key multiplier, 150%. I mean, that's, you know, like a Dokkan Fest level number right there. So, I mean, we will definitely take that. And then Broly's categories here, the teams he's on. So he is on the Time Traveler category team. Okay. Broly is also on the Pure Saiyan team. Then Broly is on the Full Power category team. Broly is also on Dragon Ball Heroes. Broly is on Giant 8 Power. Broly is also on the Crossover category team. And then finally, Broly is on Power Beyond Super Saiyan. I really am in the mood for like a dominant best unit in the game Broly at this point. I feel like throughout the history of Dokkan, I mean, remember, Broly was the first Dokkan Fest. It's just now, it's been so many years since then, right? But, you know, LR STR Broly has been crazy. I did like the Int Dokkan Fest Broly quite a bit, but I mean, we're about to be 3 years since that guy came out. I'm ready for them to drop, like, some crazy LR Broly, and then, like, you know, Easy the Tech LR Broly and make him crazy. And just Broly madness. I'm ready for Dokkan to enter into that period. So let me know what you guys think of Limit Breaker Super Saiyan 4 Broly. Thank you guys for watching, and I will catch you guys next time.